Hey y'all, I'm Karyn.
And I'm Mingo.
And this is the Mingo and Karyn Show. Yay! We are excited to be here today, and we're going to talk about a really deep topic for me.
Deep.
Yeah, I really try to, we try to, let y'all know what we're going through, how we feeling, things we've experienced. But for those of you who don't know us, again, you heard us say that we're Mingo and Karyn, and we've been married for 27 years.
Coming up on 28.
28 next month, March.
Yep.
And we have 4 adult children and a granddaughter.
Yep.
She's growing up, y'all. We FaceTime last night. She's so cute.
I call her old school.
Yes, and she thinks that's so funny. But so we just try to tell people things that, either nobody ever told us or things that we've been through and we learned from.
Yeah.
So we try to really share life experiences. And even though we have a relationship, we wouldn't have the relationship we have right now if we didn't go through life things. Some people think that just being in a relationship is more about the relationship itself, but it's about you as an individual person and then you as a couple. That's what builds and helps the relationship.
Absolutely.
So anyway,
Yep.
Today we want to talk about something that, for those of you who've been following us more recently, we had a few, little health situations come up. And so we have changed our lifestyle and it started to progress towards a healthier life. And as we were doing that this week, I had something happen that I never thought would happen before, right? And so I talked to Mingo about it, which brought us here today. So today we kind of want to talk about, for me personally, when you start to progress and you start to do things, it can be scary. So we want to talk to you today about, hey, just don't be afraid of the progress because it could be change can be scary, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna provide a little comic relief about it because my favorite words over these last couple of weeks is, "Dang, I can't eat that. I can't do this. I can't do that." And that is being afraid of progress from my perspective.
Right.
Because it's. Karyn is only doing it to help me. My family is only doing it to help me, to make me better. And, a lot of times when you're progressing, you're so busy trying to progress, you don't realize you have progressed.
Yeah.
You shock yourself sometimes.
Right.
Like I was very surprised, looking at my numbers and looking at the different things I need to look at. And then when I saw, because I have to keep a little chart, and I was like, wow, this is where I was a couple of weeks ago, and this is where I am
wait a minute,
today.
but that's because I'm like, you can't eat that.
Hey, it's
now.
rough. It's rough, y'all, in these streets. These streets rough. They're brutal.
They ain't that rough. They got you. You still here, boo.
Listen,
high five on it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with on it. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all saw that half behind high five.
Your boy eating out the air fryer. You know what I'm saying? Almond flour. You know what I'm saying? But I'm making a joke of it. I want to be here, and I tell my wife, and she said, "Oh, why you keep saying that?" She literally saved my life.
Oh, babe.
Because she told me, she kept just on me about going to get a physical. And I'm like, I'll go this summer. I don't want to take off work. And then she went and got one, and my daughter went and got one. They're like, you going to get a physical.
Period.
And then I got that physical, and we're here today, and we are literally here today.
Yes.
So don't be afraid of your progress.
Yeah, and what happened, let me give y'all a kind of context to this. So I've been, Mingo and I get up and we work out in the mornings, and then I've just recently started doing 2-a-days and just wanting to, I told y'all I'm gonna look different in 90 days. I'm not playing with y'all, but, and so in order to get to 90 days, you got to start at day 1. So that's what we've been doing, being conscious about what we're doing, what we're eating, changing a lot of things out. We told y'all we gave away, groceries and all kind of stuff. But one day I was, I looked at myself and I'm physically starting to look different. And it weirded me out a little bit because I'm so used to being in this body for at least a decade.
Yeah.
So I yo-yo up and down, but not yo-yoing to the point where I can really see like, oh crap, I'm making a difference.
Yeah.
I haven't been there. And so I kind of got afraid, like, oh my God, what am I going to look like? What am I going to feel like? Is this really what I want? Unhealthy is not it. But even though I'm like accomplishing my goal that I told y'all I was going to accomplish, it feels scary. And so it was a foreign feeling for me. And I told Mingo, I said, if I'm feeling this way, and I'm a pretty strong and focused person, there's somebody out there who's feeling the same way that I'm feeling, who's afraid. They're like, oh, shoot, what I asked for, what I've been wishing for, what I've been praying for is happening. And I got a little weirded out about it, and I didn't know how to process it.
Yeah, funny story about that. I purchased Karyn this a shirt for her sorority, and it was about, I don't know, I purchased it like before Christmas. I'm like, oh, I'm getting her this shirt.
It's probably been over a year ago.
I'm getting her this shirt. But when she first got the shirt, not revealing too much information, the shirt didn't fit.
I couldn't wear it, y'all.
So she said, you know what? I don't want to send it back. Hold on to the shirt. I'm going to be able to wear that shirt one day. So, and one day came sooner than she thought.
Yep.
We were getting ready to go somewhere, and the item that she wanted to wear, it was dirty. So she's like, oh, I can't put that on. Now I got to change my whole outfit. So I'm digging through, her clothes, trying to help her find something, and I found this shirt. I'm like, man, I ain't seen that shirt since I purchased it. She said, you know what? Let me try this shirt on.
I think I can wear it.
She tried the shirt on, and it fit perfectly.
It was crazy.
Yeah, she was on cloud 9 the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying about don't be afraid of your progress. Sometimes you have to take that chance and, you're spending your money, but sometimes you have to buy things that you want to see yourself in if clothes are a motivator for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Some people, the scale is a motivator for them. Some people, it's just the way they feel is a motivator for them. Me, myself, it's all in how I feel. Because my clothes, they fit like I pretty much want them to. It's like, are my knees hurting today? You know what I'm saying? Is my back hurting today? And you don't realize that what you're eating has a direct effect on what you're doing,
yes.
And how you're moving forward. So you have to be you have to pay attention to your body.
Yes.
You also have to believe in yourself that, you know what, even if, say she had tried that shirt on and it didn't fit, she was in a mental place where that's okay, that's all right. I will get in it.
That's right.
And that's the kind of attitude you got to have when you're trying to progress forward in your life.
And I think one of the things that I learned in that, and just understanding like where I was in that moment and talking to Mingo about it, is that the complacency for me was more comfortable than the change in so many types of situations, right?
Yeah.
So I was I was tired of being overweight, even though at the time, I say, some years ago, it didn't necessarily affect my health. It was just that I was overweight. So it's like you kind of become complacent in, oh, okay, well, I already know I wear this size now. If I see something cute, I'm fine, because it was more comfortable than me doing something to reach my goal, to get to the place that I wanted to be. And this for me, so let me be really clear. This for me is not just about weight loss. This is about a health journey for me. This is about living a full life for the rest of my life. And also it's about coming outside of that comfort zone. I have become so okay with, y'all know I said before, y'all know I love me a gravy child. But it was so much more than me being able to eat what I want to eat, and not having to worry about it. Mingo loved me and loves me for exactly who I am. When he met me, I was about 115 pounds, supermodel type slim, and and then I had babies and even after the after baby weight.
That's our weight. That's not just her weight. That's our weight.
But I'm just saying, thank you, babe. But he loves me no matter what, so I didn't feel like, okay, well, I got to really make move and shake or shift anything. And so I had become complacent and I had become comfortable and didn't want to necessarily change it, even though I know I needed to. And then change was forced on me because of my health.
Well, me, I'm the comfort zone king.
Yes.
When I fall into a comfort zone, I may not portray that on my outwardly appearance, but if I change something, it's a whole crew that'll help change this thing up. I'm talking about, it's like a Hollywood set.
It is.
Because if I like something and it's working, if it can be better, of course I do it. But if it's working, and especially working better than the way you telling me it should work, I gotta go with my gut. I gotta go with I've lived my life moving on my first mind, not second guessing myself.
Right.
And becoming complacent can really shut you down in a lot of arenas in your life. Relationships especially. You can't be complacent in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because if we met when we were 19 and now we're 49 and then we still act like we were 19, that's not going to work. So you learn that, funny story, our oldest son is here this weekend, right? And I keep telling him, I'm messing with him about what I'm going through as a health journey, but I keep telling him, I'm trying to keep you from having this conversation with your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Go and get them eating habits right. Because I ate what I wanted for 49 years. From the time I was born to 49 years, I pretty much eat what I wanted to. So now I have to temper everything. I mean, I'm looking at the calories on everything. Saturated fat, sodium. I spend more time studying the back of the thing than I do enjoying the meal.
But you know what? Not reading the back of it got us where we are, so we fine with that. But you said something a few minutes ago about talking about that change. And it just kind of dawned on me that I never thought about changing my health.
Yeah.
we think about progressing in relationships, progressing in our careers, progressing in, whatever it is, that progressing in just ourselves. But for me, I don't know about, and some people, health is at the forefront of everything that they do. But for me, it just was not a thing once I started having children. And so now, though, I'm not okay with where I am.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with being on medication for the rest of my life. I'm not okay with any of that. So the thing that I'm understanding is that I have to get up so that I can progress. I can't just continue to sit here. I have to put actions behind it if I want to see that change take place. And one of the greatest things that I have had to learn is to get out of my own way. It's times when I wake up, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I don't want to get up.
Yeah.
Like we've been having crazy weather this week, so I get sinus pressure, headaches, and all kind of stuff. And I literally tell myself, get up. Mingo will tell me when I'm working out. We were watching this TV show, and he was like, it was really about maybe mind over matter, because it was a physical strength type of show. Mm-hmm. And this girl was like, I think it was a lady that was pushing through. And Mingo literally said to me, he said, you're like that when you work out. And I never thought about it. It's time, my arms are burning, y'all, and I can't stand that feeling. Like, you don't even understand. I keep telling myself, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. And so what I've learned to do is get out of my own way so that I can actually proceed with what it is that I need to do, because my goal is better than my current situation that I'm in.
Well, using a workout reference, I had to get out of my own way because we were walking and my knee started dancing like MC Hammer. And we make fun of it, but it's like, whoa, what I'm doing with knees dancing around, you know what I'm saying? I'm a young man, you know what I'm saying? So, you just have to laugh at yourself. But
look, y'all, I look back and he was holding on to the wall. I was like, wait a minute.
Like, hold on. I don't look like what I've been through. I'm just saying. But, just out of all fun, getting in your own way, we love to blame a roadblock on somebody else when it's really us. See, when we blame it on other people, we already threw the wall up.
Yeah.
We threw the wall up and said, it was Karen's fault. Karen didn't want me to do it.
And Karen made that food all that gravy.
Yeah, she did that. She did that. She know I love jerk chicken, and she gonna make some Rasta pasta, talking about I can't eat none.
I did make Rasta pasta. Fun fact, I did make Rasta pasta for our kids, and then Mingo was like, oh my God, I can't believe you made Rasta pasta.
Like, how dare you?
I can't believe it. So I made an alternative. Instead of using creamer, I used cashew milk, but that's another show for another day.
It was
good. But I wanted to be able to push him and prove to him that he could still have everything he wanted, that my love is still in the cooking, and I was gonna get him what he wanted. But in understanding that, I needed to be able to make that shift and make that change so that I can get him, make sure that he's still happy and content with what he's eating.
You ever heard that saying, showing up and showing out? That's what you've been doing. I mean, you've always been an amazing cook. Anybody who's ever had your food know that.
Thanks, man.
But to taste all the alternative things you did just because we need to eat better but not lose the quality of taste.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, if you suffer through a meal and you like, oh, I really wanted fried chicken versus, well, I'm a baked chicken guy, but I really wanted fried chicken, and then you can become depressed, and that's what I'm not trying to do. I'm trying to look at it positively and understand that there's a greater reason for this. So I decided when I was diagnosed, I decided in that moment to get out of my own way.
You did. I was just going to say, I'm so proud of you for getting out of your own way. Go on, finish.
Yeah, because I was terrified of doctors. Anything to deal with a doctor, I don't care if it's just a checkup. I don't want you touching me, because my idea is I'm feeling good and I don't have to be there, I'm good.
Right.
But then I found out about that thing called that blood. And that blood, you can't hide
from
it.
that.
They find out everything they need to find out, whether you want to hear it or not.
Yeah.
And so being in your own way, I wanted then to say, okay, here's a great opportunity for me to do something differently.
Yes.
For me to handle this differently, look at it differently, and let's take this head on. Let's not run from it, because if I ran from it, I would definitely lost.
And see, I think I want to define what me being in my own way look like, right? Mm-hmm. So me being in my own way is me actually sitting on the couch watching YouTube videos and watching people cook and eat healthy and do all these things. That was me just going, one of these days I'm going to do that. Getting out of my own way meant understanding that discipline is greater than motivation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could, motivate, and I've learned that motivation is more of an emotional thing Discipline is more of a factual thing. When you're disciplined, it doesn't matter how you're feeling. You know that you got to do it. And this is not something that I'm just learning. This is something I've known and ironically have practiced in other areas of my life, but haven't practiced it in this area. So getting out of your own way for whoever it is, it might mean, you need to, if you want to finish school, get up and go and finish school.
Yeah.
Have enough, forget how you feeling right now. It doesn't matter what's going on none of that matters.
Yeah.
I may not have, right now, I'm not in a place where I want to go into a gym. And so I'm doing all kind of like YouTube walking at home videos or it's just a lot of other things that I'm doing. Like the other day, I remember when Mingo said, babe, we literally walked over 3 miles.
Yeah, we got the little app on our phone, and we literally walked 2.98 miles in the house. And it wasn't done at one time. It was from a morning workout and an evening workout.
And that was just his steps. And I had done an additional workout beyond that.
So your boy knee started dancing. I had to go sit down somewhere.
And so that's what I'm saying. But I got out of my own way and I said, you're going to do this. Yeah. It doesn't matter. So, start to start to understand that discipline is what is going to help push you to where you need to be so that you can actually finish what you started. Yeah. At some point, you started something. At some point, so I don't know if it's you started wanting to develop your own business, you started writing a book, you're on the journey that we're on. Y'all, it's all the same because the path to it is going to be the same. No matter what your goal is, the whole purpose is we don't do these things to stop. So we ain't just starting and stopping. And I have, started before and stopped. But the point is, at some point, I started and now I'm headed to that finish line.
But I've said before in previous videos, the way I feel about track athletes, Olympic athletes, how they train for those 4 years for the summer games or those 2 years for the winter games, and the discipline they have. And if you ever think about a track runner, they pace themselves, whether even if it's a sprint or it's a long distance, they start out at a certain speed and they finish strong. They run all the way through and they finish what they start.
Right.
Whether they come in first place or eighth place, they give it everything they have, everything they train for. They give it all, and that's what my challenge is to myself. Right. And I hope that would motivate other people. You have to finish what you start. You have to see it through. Because what happens is, when you don't see it through, you're going to start over again. You will not change the process.
Yes.
The process will change you.
Well,
so either you go
literally.
Either you go finish it or you go keep starting.
Yeah. Oh.
And then if you build yourself up, you might not come in first place the first time. So let's give it an example. Let's say you do a walk at home video with YouTube.
Right.
Or even some exercise you do at home on TV. Sometimes when you first start, you can't make it all the way through the video.
That's right.
You can't do all of the exercises, but you try.
Yeah.
And you go till you can't go no more, and and your body's telling you like, hey, you about to hurt something. Let's stop and let's go back another day.
Right.
So let's say it takes you a week to do that, but the whole goal is to finish what you started. Then when you can finally work out with the entire video, then you continue to do, don't just jump to another video. You ain't ready for that yet.
Right.
You just got, you started on Monday, Friday, you just getting through the 3 minutes.
Right.
So now that you're doing the whole video, give yourself a couple of weeks to get comfortable with doing the 3-minute walk. Then when the 3-minute walk doesn't feel like enough, then you add a 5-minute walk.
That's right.
And that's how you finish what you start. That's anything in life. That's like we started college at one date.
Yes.
And we finished at another date, but we finished what we started.
Yes.
And that's what we tell people. You have to see things through.
Yep, absolutely. Even with you saying the thing with school, when we decided to go back to college, here we are, parents with 4 children, 4 little ones, and we had already began our real estate. We were in real estate, got our licenses, and Mingo was doing mortgages and all that. We didn't technically have to go back to college. I mean, if you want to talk about a career, because our degrees really don't even serve us in terms of,
capacity of what we do.
Yeah, in the capacity of what we do. But we knew that this was something that we wanted to finish, and we did. But it took discipline for us to do that.
And we graduated together. She was in front of me and I was behind her.
That's right. We graduated together, and our children got to see us walk across that stage. And just because we wanted to show them that you can start something and finish it.
Yeah.
And that's where we are in our lives right now. I don't think that we ever get to a place in our lives where if we choose to do something more that we don't, that we just say, oh my God, I'm gonna just sit right here,
Yeah.
and so I think this is no different. I'm trying to, in my own headspace, put this like how I was with school when we finished. Don't not being afraid to progress.
Yeah.
And not being complacent and being comfortable in where I am instead of wanting to make sure that I'm doing something to make that change. And like Mingo said, even if for somebody, whoever is going through exactly where I am right now on your health journey, I'm gonna tell you something. If you do more, if all you do it like me is, at first I was just sitting on the sofa, right, and watching videos or watching TV or doing whatever. If you just get up and do activity for 5 minutes, and you do 5 minutes that first week, the next week you do 7 minutes, the next week you do 10 minutes, that progress is going to eventually get you to your goal. But what you've done is you said, you know what, let me get off this couch and get out of my own way. Let me work towards something instead of just laying here.
Funny thing you said that, it made me think of something that I saw on social media.
Okay.
This guy said, he was kind of doing what you were doing. He's watching videos on TV. He's like, man, I really want to do that, but I just don't feel like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
He challenged himself. He liked to watch TV so much, he started working out during the commercial breaks.
Wow.
That's it, just during the commercial break.
Wow.
He would do like so many push-ups, so many sit-ups, so many jumping jacks, and he found himself doing that 5 times a week,
wow.
and that changed his life. So in that case, he didn't want to sacrifice his TV watching, but he also wanted to change his life at the same time.
Wow.
So he finished what he started.
Yeah.
He started by just admiring, and now he's finished by he's doing something that's very unique, because I had never seen anybody do something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. And I definitely think that we are on the way to getting that finish line, y'all, and you got to be able to see it. I see the finish line for myself. And I'm an impatient person, so I wanted progress to happen pretty quickly. Yeah. And it will, but I got to be disciplined enough to take each step every single day to do more than what I did the day before. And so, for us, we're excited to be here. We're excited to see this progress. And we all really, not we all, y'all, it's just us. But we thank you.
You, me, and he.
Is that because Deuce here?
Me.
Okay, no.
Okay. I almost went there.
Please don't go there. But we appreciate you all so much for always, listening to what we have to say. You take out time in your day just to, hear us and listen to our podcast and support us and watch us on YouTube. And so we appreciate you so much, and we wish you happy relationship building.
Happy relationship building.